for you.
Time is running out for a terminally ill Clark County girl, but what she said has thrust her into the national spotlight. At 11, good evening, everyone. I'm Jeff Gianola.
And I'm Jennifer Hoff. 5-year-old Julianna Snow says she would rather go to heaven than take another trip to the hospital. But how young is too young to make that decision? Our Cor Harlan is getting answers tonight. And Cor, this really was a tough story all around.
It's a very difficult story to talk about for this little 5-year-old girl on matters of life and death. Far too young to be talking about them. This girl's common colds, in fact, can turn often into pneumonia, a trip to the hospital, and a tube down her nose into her lungs to stop fluid from building up, if you can imagine that. Children normally struggle when they do this, but 5-year-old Julianna is so weak these days, all she does now when that happens is cry. There have been some good days with older brother Alex by her side, a loving nod from Dad, and the princess room at home where little Julianna spends the final days of her life. During one of those better days at home recently, Julianna's mother had a very frank discussion with her when she was 4 years old about living and about dying. The mother, a Vancouver neurologist, Michelle Moon, told CNN.com the discussion went something like this. Julianna, if you get sick again, Mother asked, do you want to go to the hospital again or stay home? Not the hospital, said Julianna. Michelle, even if that means you'll go to heaven if you stay home? Yes, was Julianna's reply. And you know that Mommy and Daddy won't come with you right away. You'll go by yourself first. Julianna's response, don't worry, God will take care of me. It is a case of a 5-year-old child choosing heaven over another agonizing trip to a hospital. We tried to speak with Dr. Moon through a supervisor at Vancouver Clinic. We were told she didn't feel up to it today. But we wanted to know more about this end-of-life discussion with a 5-year-old. Does Mom think it's given her daughter more control over what's left of her life? Is life worth living at any cost? Is a 5-year-old able to make end-of-life decisions? It's a gut-wrenching series of questions, frankly, that only the family is best suited to answer. And it turns out medical ethicists CNN talked with are divided on the matter. Art Kaplan is a bioethicist. He told CNN, I think there's a 0 chance that a 4-year-old can understand the concept of death. But others disagree. A doctor by the name of Chris Feudner, an ethicist at the Children's Hospital of Philadelphia, said, it's about choosing how you want to live before you die. This little girl has chosen how she wants to live. It's a heartbreaking story about a little girl's struggle and how long is too long for that struggle to go on. Little girl there who's really having to grow up way too fast there. She's been a regular at Dornbecker Children's Hospital. She suffers from this rare genetic defect. She's had it since she was born, and there is really, at this point, nothing doctors can do.
And the fact that the experts, the ethicists, even disagree on someone like that choosing to die or to live.
It's disheartening to think. Again, we're talking about a 5-year-old kid, keep in mind. It's just hard to put a kid in that decision to have to make that choice.
A lot of people will say, though, this sparks a conversation of end-of-life decisions, and maybe she's proving that at any age, maybe we need to have
similar to the death with dignity discussion we had here during election time recently. It's a valid point, even though in this case it is a 5-year-old.
Thank you.
Tough story.